Hello class 9. Today we are going to do the question answers of this chapter earthquakes. Okay. Like the last class, I will be dictating the questions and I will let you know how much you have to write from your textbook, as all of you have got the textbook, so there will be no problem. So the first question from this chapter is, briefly write about the different kind of earthquake waves. Briefly write about the different kind of earthquake waves. So as you can see in the first page of the chapter, there is a table, or in a tabular form they have made a comparison of all the different kind of earthquake waves, that is P waves, S waves and L waves. So this table we have to prepare for the answer of this question. Okay. Now let us come to the next question. The next question is, give a brief idea about the different scales to measure the magnitude of earthquake. Okay. So for this answer we will write from here till here. Okay, so we will write about the Richter scale, the Mercalli scale and the moment magnitude scale. So we will write about these three scales for this answer. Now the next question, that is, mention the important causes of earthquakes. Mention the important causes of earthquakes. So as you can see, for these answer there are many points and the thing has been discussed very elaborately in your textbook. So what we will do, we will cover up some of the important causes and we will try to make it as much short as we can. Okay, so that it becomes easier for you to learn. So the first point will be folding and faulting, and we will start the answer like this. The tectonic movements within the earth cause changes in the surface of the earth, forming physical features like mountains, plateaus and rift valleys. The tectonic forces create tension and pressure. This stress begins to build up inside the earth. When the stress increases along the line of weakness, the rock break and get displaced. This is known as faulting. So up to this much we have to write. Okay, so up to this much we have to write in the for this point we will be writing up to this much only. Now the next one is volcanic eruption, or the next point is volcanic eruption. Children, while writing this answer, please write the answer, that is the major causes of earthquakes. Point number 1, folding and faulting. Point number 2, volcanic eruption. Please write the answer like this. Okay, that will give you more marks. Now the next point is volcanic eruption. The volcanic eruptions are mostly very violent and cause vibrations in the earth crust. The vent of a volcano is plugged temporarily. In such cases, there is a sudden explosive eruption which causes tremors in the earth. So up to this much we have to write. Now the next point is plate tectonics. Let's see how much we can make it short. Okay. So we will start from here. Several plates in the lithosphere move or slide past each other due to the convection in the magma in the upper mantle. It results in the subduction of the crust, volcanic activities, mountain building and crustal folding and faulting along the plate boundaries. Okay. So here we are ending our point. Okay. Now the next is landslides and avalanches. So landslides and avalanches in the mountainous regions also cause earthquakes. So only this sentence is required. Now the next question, define focus and epicenter. So the next question is define focus and epicenter. So we will write the answer like this. Scientists call that point the focus at which the tension of the earth is released, leading to the occurrence of an earthquake. The focus is also called hypocenter. Please learn this. Okay. So they may also ask, instead of define focus and epicenter, they may also ask define hypocenter and epicenter. So please learn this, that focus is also known as hypocenter. Of an earthquake, the vibrating waves travel away from the focus in all directions. The waves can be powerful. Okay children, so up to this much we will write, that is hypocenter of an earthquake. So this is the answer for focus. Now the answer for epicenter. Since the focus is often deep below the earth and difficult to map, that is difficult to locate, its location is specified by the point on the surface of the earth directly above the focus. This point is the earthquake's epicenter. Okay, so this point is the earthquake's epicenter. Up to this much we have to write. Now the next question. Write about the destructive effects of an earthquake. Write about the destructive effects of an earthquake. Okay, so I suggest that we will write only 3 points. The first one, loss of property. The next one, loss of life. And the third one, course of river. If we write these 3, that is sufficient. Okay. Now the next question. What are tsunamis? The next question, what are tsunamis? So it is a separate question. So we will write the whole portion for tsunamis. The earthquakes in the seabed generate massive waves called tsunamis. They rise to a height of about 20 to 25 meters. They cause immense damage to life and property in the coastal areas and also affect tourism. The tsunami triggered by an earthquake in the sea near Sumatra on 26th December 2004 caused heavy damage in many countries around the world. Around 3 lakh people lost their lives. Okay. So after this one, we will move on to the next question, that is mention the constructive effects of an earthquake. Okay. So here also we will write 3 points, that is emergence of coastal plains, formation of bays, inlets and gulfs, and geysers and hot springs. Let's see whether if we can make it a little bit shorter. So the first point is emergence of coastal plains, that is the earthquake can create new coastal plains by uplifting the ocean floors. These coastal plains can become fertile with deposition suitable for cultivation. So up to this much we will write this point. Now the next point, formation of bays, inlets and gulfs. The submergence of the coastal lands may result in the formation of bays, inlets and gulfs. Such indented coastlines, children, indented means broken, highly broken. Okay, so such indented coastlines are favorable sites for ports and harbors. They are important for trade and fishing activities. So unfortunately we cannot leave anything from this point. We have to write the whole portion. Now let us come to the next point, or the third point of this answer, that is geysers and hot springs. The earthquakes create cracks and fissures. Fissures are deep cracks, okay, on the surface of the land when the conditions are favorable. The superheated steam and water from the underground volcanic region reaches the surface of the earth. This results in the formation of geysers and hot springs. These sulfur springs have medicinal value and are very useful. These are usually become sources of geothermal energy. This one also we have to write full. We cannot leave any portion from this point also. Okay. So let's see whether we have to write any more question from this chapter or not. Okay. So the last question from this chapter. Briefly discuss the distribution of earthquake belt in the world. Briefly discuss the distribution of earthquake belt in the world. So we have to make two separate points. One is circum-Pacific earthquake belt, another one is mid-world mountain earthquake belt, and we have to write full. For this answer also we cannot leave out anything. So children, please start preparing yourselves with the question answers. I am trying to help you out as much as I can. In my next class, as I have done 3 chapters and I have given the question answers of 2 chapters, still 1 chapter is left. So in the next class I will be doing the question answer of that chapter only, and after that I will start a new chapter. Okay, so for the time being, please prepare yourselves with the question answers thoroughly. Okay, thank you.